Welcome to another narrated comic, and today I'll be talking about one of the best Hulk stories, and also one of my favorites, the Immortal Hulk. In this video, we'll explore how Hulk ultimately ends up destroying the Marvel Universe. We begin with a background story. A spaceship had gone on a research mission. Everything was dark. There was nothing left. The world had ended. As the ship carried the findings from the mission, the background narration continued. Time passed on the ship as it crossed through the night, skimming the edge of singularities and dark patches of torn space where stars once shined. There were many more ahead, but even so, the journey lasted too long. Parr's membrane whispered, warped with suppressed anxiety. What if it's already too late? What if the last star is dead? What if the last world is broken? What if the ship emerges from the final jump into darkness and silence? What if no color remains? The ship slowly dissipated as if built upon the darkness. And then the journey ended, and the approach to Olos began. The beauty of the colors was boundless. Chromatic seas boiled and twisted, filled with the meaning of memory and life, flowing like songs through the familiar barren places. Crystals pulsed and resonated in harmony with the ebb and flow of their world of origin, the first and last world. But what if it was already too late? On the way back, there was only a single light in the darkness, a color no child had ever seen. The forbidden color shined in the empty sky as if everything remembered death. The memory was green. It was always too late, and the world breaker had finally arrived. A young, dead individual arrived at what had been one of the last civilizations. The narration continued. No one had ever seen the destroyer. No living being who saw it had survived. It was a vast cavern of thick, opaque flesh crowned with mountains of bone tissue. Above this hidden continent lay twin pools of burning green like inverted suns, opening portals to an unknown era that waited beyond death. The creature was unlike anything in the cosmos, yet Parr knew it well. It had existed since the beginning of time. The grotesque legend said that wherever the green shadow fell, life ended in terror and pain. Now that shadow descended over the soft, intact tones of brilliant moons, which blurred and distorted as domes of knowledge exploded. Millennia of science, effort, song, and tears were erased from existence. Millions of lives were shattered. Membranes tore and cores cracked. The color of a world burned, consumed, and extinguished. There was no sound. In a pattern of blue and gold on a once bright street never to be forgotten, remained a melody that used to be sung at home, evoking the taste of the southern sea and the bright bodies of swimmers. It was a world of endless beauty, but those memories were no longer true, nor could they be. The truth had shattered along with all evidence of its existence. Life was broken. Everything was broken, and the world-breaker took note of his loss. Twin green fires cast their blinding gaze upon the ship. Parr froze. The color of death filled the cabin as the vast constellation of flesh and bone twisted. Parr could not comprehend what the creature was doing. He had never seen a face or a smile. The egg they had studied cracked, the shell trembling with dark malice. The tiding fly was listening. Abomination was what they used to call it, but now that word held no meaning. All life was broken and all memories were fiction. Nothing remained to save, only knowledge to gather. A piece of Parr flew into the destroyer's solid flesh as a means of communication. The tiding fly listened, and the shell made contact. An alien, monstrous presence emerged. A burning fire threatening to fade, but there was nothing. The destroyer was hollow. Any soul it once had was gone, leaving only an abyss. Parr was a drop of water falling into a bottomless well. Yet the question remained, was this Hulk in a form we had never seen? I am of the one below all. Today with these hands I break. With this mouth I scream. I devour the selves that were here long ago. Now it is me, only me. I am almighty. My weapon is hate. I've turned this into a thing of hate, an empty shell. Mystery terrifies and disgusts me, and I will kill it. Everyone is hollow like me, dead and dark like me, and I will be alone. The narration continued. The connection broke along with the membrane, which opened and released a sweet, sticky fluid that flooded the cabin. Outside, the world breaker twisted, and formations of fleshy pistons emerged, moving relentlessly. The egg cracked, and the tiding fly was born from death. As the host body collapsed, the fly raised its head, filled with hidden knowledge. The last life in the cosmos faded. It had been a journey of 10 billion years, and only the world breaker remained, alone with what was broken. The final star glowed green as it died in the past. Knowledge was delivered to eyes that could not understand it. Everything was broken: color, light, and life. In the deep, dead space, a mortal entity plucked the last star from the sky, leaving only itself. All became black. Then a message appeared in reverse. "Joe, is that you? Are you there? I need help. I can't see anything. Something is eating me. I think it killed Hulk. I'll be back at dawn with more ideas for you. You'll have things to enjoy, and so will I." In the end, we see that the tiding fly was found. This was the key to everything. Hulk's immortal story would continue. And that wraps up this issue of the Immortal Hulk. Let's make a few things clear. At the end of the previous issue, in this dead future, the game that destroys everything ends with everything being annihilated. Whoever wins destroys the universe as we know it. At the beginning of the comic, we were in other galaxies. People already knew Hulk as the world breaker, the destroyer of universes, similar to Galactus but far stronger. The story further explores the tiding fly, which travels through time and plays a complex role in the narrative. Essentially, the last living beings of the galaxies sent it into the past as a final attempt to save their existence. That's what we saw in these final pages of the Immortal Hulk. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you could leave a like and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated.